everybody, and welcome back to Vampire the Masquerade, the Transylvania Chronicles, here on Dork Tales. It's technical difficulty night here, but it's also, thankfully, the epilogue for Act 2, because there was still another scene to run after the end of last game, but it sucked. So we're still going to run it later through flashback, but it had a bunch of stuff that, like, leaving it at the moment that Tremere stormed off, much better. So we're going to run with that. So hi everybody, hope you're...
And scared the crap out of us, we have to say.
Yay!
Yeah.
I was like,
Also,
oh man, I really don't want to kill you.
It was also great timing. It was also great timing because I was supposed to be on hotel Wi-Fi.
That's right.
Yep, you were. And then you ended up coming back from America like half a week early.
Yeah, and then
He didn't
going back
scare
to
me to
America
death.
next
I
week.
fainted before I got scared to death. Well, can't read somebody's mind if they're unconscious.
It's true. That it's against the law.
Yeah, it's against the vampire code.
It's against the vampire code, and we know that Tremere follows the vampire code.
Yeah.
Above all else. There we go. Put my background back up. There we go. Now it's a spooky castle. All right, so hi everybody. I'm your storyteller Kelly. You seeing him? And we're doing an epilogue session tonight where we are going to do some maturation because there are a few things that are going to happen between this game and next game. We hear that you guys like this because there's gambling involved, so get ready for your vampiric loot boxes. But I'm not doing these loot boxes alone, so we're gonna go around a circle and then I'm gonna give a couple announcements and then we're gonna start. So why don't we go ahead and let's go in strange reverse order tonight, and start with the gangrel Alëna, played by Jen.
Don't pull that on me. The strange reverse order. I hate it. It means I have to find my mute for my mic.
All right, I'm sorry.
I was loading books. I was going to be freezing.
All right,
Stopped though.
Okay.
Anyways, hi, I'm Jen,
Hi.
and I use she her pronouns, and I play Alëna, our gang girl. Yay!
Yay! We love it. We love it. Sliding diagonally like a bishop, we're going up to our bishop, Chris.
Oh gosh. Okay. Hi, it's Chris here. I go by Blogg in the chat and on the Discord. Or actually, I think it's Daddy Blog. But really excited to be here and use he, him, they, them pronouns. I play Rainald. I think I've been excommunicated technically, but
If you're
I
not
don't know if they
excommunicated
know
at
that I'm
least
dead.
once. Yeah.
Yeah. Future Sabbat Bishop. I feel sorry for
What's
any
the
pack
Sabbat?
that has. I feel sorry for any pack that has Rainald as the bishop because he'd be like, do the thing, do the thing, do the thing. He's just a little shit disturber. I like stirring the pot.
Speaking of stirring the pot, it's Bastien. Or Kal, depending on.
Hello, it's me. With a crippled microphone.
Yeah, you're Michael. You're Michael from.
My Michael from.
You're Michael
That's my-
from.
That's my special acting name, Michael from.
Michael
Behind.
From?
Yeah, my name's Kal. He, him, Bastien. Bastien's a salubri. It's fun because it did the old trickaroo, but the trickaroo was on him too, because he thought he was Malkavian.
It's true. But also coming from Crazy Town, it's Robin.
Hi, I'm Robin. I use she, her pronouns, and so does my character I usually play, Tereza Dinescu, our
Zamisi.
Zamisi, thank you. I mention I was up at 3 o'clock this morning driving my bus to the airport and then
Yeah, leaving Crazy
driving
Town.
6 hours. Leaving Crazy Town. My brain is soup, so I'm glad we don't have game. But yeah, our Zamisi, Void, who is crazy and she's amazing and I love her so much.
All right.
And her
So
fucked up family.
it's true. Hey, folks. I got two things to tell you. Number one is that this weekend we are having a very special event to raise funds for the channel. Even if you don't like Dungeons and Dragons, it is a great time to come and hang out with us because starting on Friday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific and going until 1 a.m. Pacific on Friday and Saturday night, and then Sunday ending around 9-ish, we are hosting 11 of the 13 Keys from the Golden Vault episodes, or heists, in order to raise money for our operating budget. So if you can come and donate some money, that'd be absolutely fantastic. You can affect the plot. We are also going to accept Patreon subscriptions and channel subscriptions and all sorts of things. And if you're watching this later, you can just donate directly to us through Ko-fi, I suppose it is, or through PayPal. Yeah, buy the book, because Osric's Histories of Heroism just came out. You could be the 5th person to buy it because it's going slow. But it's going to be a great way to raise funds for the channel, and is going to have a ton of people that have not been on Dork Tales before. Everybody from Asterix VTuber to the Jillian Foxglove to many, many others. So come watch. It'll be a lot of fun. You can help the channel, and you can just have fun. I guess this is what we're here for. And the reason that we're here to have fun is because we are in the business of fun, much like our sponsor, Bookworm Games. That's the other thing I have to mention, is the Bookworm Games has a brand new book out that is all about telling cute stories with little animals. And that is familiar. There we go. Familiar Tales uses the Quill RPG system and covers stories like Redwall, Charlotte's Web, Wind in the Willows, and the Chronicles of Narnia. It uses its own proprietary dice engine, so no D20 stuff. And it's a lot of fun. You can head over to their backer kit right now and sign up to be informed when it drops. And if you would do me the honor of going and checking out their website as well, where you can save 15% with code DorkTales, you'll find a number of fantastic D20 sets, other dice, and of course, World of Darkness inspired gemstone dice. We will be having some Transylvania Chronicles inspired dice coming up there.
Wait, what?
In the next...
Really?
Yeah, in the next few months.
Oh my god.
Hopefully. I just...
like what? Oh.
Acrylic, right? Like acrylic.
Yeah, acrylic. I can't afford... well, I've got
damn.
So
I gotta put
affordable. No.
Yeah, so
But,
affordable.
I mean, no, we can buy them. We can buy lots of them.
Well, that's why
okay,
we're getting
all right.
acrylic, is because I have to buy lots of them because I have to pay for them. So buy the dice, because otherwise I'm going to be poor.
I'm gonna. Buy
I'll
them
buy
all.
I'll buy dice for this game. Like, you gotta, I don't know, every character deserves their own set of dice. That's just
true.
me.
This is so good.
If
On a
everybody
side note,
pooled,
why the fuck don't we have vanilla Coke in this Canada?
don't we?
It is.
No,
No,
we
not
don't.
really. Not Vanilla
No,
Coke
I
Zero.
bought- It's
Uh,
vanilla Coke Zero from the store.
So thank you, Bookworm Games, for sponsoring us. We'll see you in a bit. Oh, actually, and you will be able to see Michael Paler, the Impaler, Vlad the Impaler, come and play games with us next Sunday for the final episode of Keys from the Golden Vault. I've got a really good crew for that one. So, folks, right now it is time to hop into game, or at least into our game planning portion. Because this is an epilogue session, which means that we are going to catch up with things that have yet to be, things that have transpired, and other stuff like that. So tonight we are going to be doing updates. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an example of what's happening over the ensuing time. So last time you managed to transport Goratrix to the Tremere in the year 1314. We are picking up 99 years later in 1413. Okay? So here are a few of the things that have happened in the past 100 years. Are you ready for this? All right. Jacques de Molay, supposed Grand Master of the Templars, is burned at the stake in Paris. That already happened in game. However, in 1330, Prince Basarab defeats the Hungarians and establishes Wallachia, depending on the 10 ways you can pronounce it. It becomes a land of refuge for the Vlachs. In 1348 and 49, plague swept through Transylvania and the Hungarian king. I can't pronounce things tonight. The Hungarian kingdom. In 1349, Bogdan established a new state on the Moldava River. Within a decade, it became the sovereign state of Moldavia. The princes of the nation are meant to be elected by a council of boyars and clergy. Fierce struggles for such positions eventually make the area vulnerable to invasion. In 1349, the Eastern Lord Ventru vainly tried to set up a number of Saxon princes as part of another council. Many are killed, some are eaten, all are abused. In 1366, Louis I begins an effort to convert the Romanian Vlachs to Roman Catholicism. In 1381, peasants revolt in England under Wat Tyler. Let's see. Fun little side note, Wat Tyler's lover Patricia is embraced and takes the name Tyler in his honor. In 1382, the Turks captured Sofia. Sucks for her. In 1385, Târgoviște became the capital of Wallachia. 1387, Turks conquered Serbs at the Battle of Kosovo. This is a major turning point in the Ottoman Empire's invasion of the Balkans. In 1391, the Turks crossed the Danube into Wallachia. Mircea the Old allies with the King of Hungary to repel the invaders. Let's see. Bad stuff starts to happen. The first interclan meeting is arranged to deal with the rising anarch threat. Young vampires are becoming politically and violently active at this period of time.
Starting
Starting in 1394, a bunch of the what would become known as the first pre-Camarilla meeting of the clans occurred. In 1395, Tyler attacked Hardestadt, officially beginning the Anarch Revolt. In 1405, La Sombra dies at the hands of his child. La Sombra is diablerized by his child. 1412, Joan of Arc is born.
Spicy.
All right, couple of things that you should need to know. The Crusades are over. The Turks captured Jerusalem and are now eyeing the West. This is particularly uncomfortable for you because the Turkish lands are right on your borders. Transylvania is right there with Wallachia as kind of a buffer state between the two. The Spanish Inquisition has occurred. And by the time game has begun, there are inklings, there are rumors of an organization called the Camarilla, or a state of being called the Camarilla, being practiced in Spain, involving an elaborate masquerade to hide themselves from the Inquisition. In 1405, La Sombra was diablerized. And in the decades since, a number of young Zamisi have echoed the sentiment that perhaps they should give it a try too.
Wait, give what a try?
Eating
This
gods.
Oh,
Eating gods.
Yeah.
Nom nom.
So that's what has happened in the downtime. There's a lot of stuff. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the session immediately that we have not ran yet, just so that you know for purposes of planning the future. So, none of you made it to Seoris. I'm going to break that to you right now. They got away with magic, but if you ask nicely, Etrius will inscribe the rune so long as it won't blow up Seoris. From there, you have one last place to go. Zelio sends you a letter that is awaiting for you when you return from the Alps that takes you to Basarab's castle. Anybody who would be particularly knowledgeable, or anyone in Alba Iulia, which of course that is your domain, Kal. So that is pretty easy there. There is a castle there, and this is actually where Sherazina came from. The one who is not presently with you, but is sure doing a lot of work elsewhere, we'll say, not to spoil people who didn't catch that. As you went there, you had a strange encounter with a young kindred that was in charge of the castle, who is out of character, is Sherazina's little brother, who has been embraced. He is a young man. He is absolutely fuckalutely insane. And I mean that in a very, like, he's very nuts. To the point where even though he's a Zamisi, he might as well be a Malkavian. And whatever you did to him, you had the opportunity to inscribe the rune and continue sealing that ancient evil. But we'll determine how you did that later, I think. Because right now it is time for us to do some evolution. So why don't we go ahead and start with that? So last time we used Maturation XP, and we basically just rolled it into your regular XP because that made life way easier for everybody. And I am all about making things way easier for everyone. I also have my maturation charts here. So the way that it works is everybody is going to get 15 maturation points. So 15 maturation XP. You must spend them this session. So everybody be sure to spend some stuff. Don't just bank it. Secondly, has anybody bought XP in the chat for us yet? I think I just
Yes,
saw
all
3
three.
points.
We have three. Yeah.
Okay, so you are going to actually have 19 additional XP to spend. I'm going to give you your XP for this session right now. 1 for showing up, 3 for the chat. Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay, then I'm going to give you a reminder of how things work. So every 50 years, and I'm going to round up that extra year, so it's been 99 years, it's been 100. So you have 2 backgrounds that you can try to improve. 1 per every 50 years. For 3 experience, you can do a second background. For 6 experience, you can do 3 backgrounds. And that is per 50 years. So for a total of 12 experience, you can try to raise a total of 6 backgrounds. Okay? So we're going to do this one at a time. And we're going to do this in the serpentine system. So whoever starts is going to be the person who goes last on the second 50 years. Again, before you make your roll on the chart here, there are 2 additional rules that we are going to do. So you can raise any background on your sheet. You can try to lower generation, although you're getting to the point where it's going to be very dangerous, and I would not suggest anybody try to lower beneath 7, just because it makes the game much less fun at this point. I think we're still too young for 6th generation vampires. That said, if somebody wants to lower to 8th or 7th, maybe.
I think we're all 8th or 7th.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
the last time, the last session, you did say something along the lines of at least at that time you wouldn't let us go below 7th through maturation. It would have to be an in-game thing.
Yeah,
Rainald
I think
and
that I'm going
Bastien
to keep
are
that.
8.
Yeah.
Rainald is 7.
Oh, okay.
I'm 7.
What am
I'm also 7.
you Diablerized twice?
Yeah.
Twice? What was
I
the
think so.
the second?
We,
Should have Diablerized your
I started at 8.
yeah,
desire.
we could take
All right.
extra XP if we went up higher than 8, but we started at 8.
Yeah.
So there are tons of these tables, but basically there's generation retainer, influence mentor, allies, herd, domain, and etc. And so I've got all of the ones from the book that we're going to go through, and you can adjust those as needed. Before you make your roll, so it's a D10 roll, before you make that roll, you can spend up to 3 XP to raise the result of your dice by that number, right? So 1 XP raises it by 1, 2 by 2, 3 by 3. If a background is lowered into the negatives, it is going to basically invert. It doesn't vanish, it just gets weird. So I like it, I think it's more fun. Also, you can raise, so basically there's numbers, but if you look at the sheet that we have, there's also basically ranges, like 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 6 to 7, etc. So if you roll badly and say that you are on retainer, and you roll a 1, where you would lose your retainer entirely, you can accept a devil's bargain to bump that up to the next category, the next range. So from a 1 to 2, it would turn into a 3 to 4. something very bad would happen to facilitate this plot-wise. But would you rather lose Carl, or would you rather have Carl turn to infernalism? See, like, these are the types of choices. And
I'm sorry, Carl. I love you, but your time has come.
Or maybe Carl survives and becomes a hunter. All right, so we're going to go in a big circle. Does anybody have any questions about maturation or about downtime or anything that we're doing?
It'll make more sense once we start.
Yeah. Embracing, do I need to do something for like retainer to have like change a ghoul to embrace?
No. So what I will do is I will allow you. So I would say that embracing would more or less, and this is kind of a rough one, it would more or less turn the retainer into an ally.
Okay.
Of the same level, if they were still beholden to you, right? If they were still loyal to you. So then you would have to restart with a new retainer. I'm not going to charge you something to embrace a retainer. That sounds kind of dumb to me. Because it is free to embrace somebody. But then again, we could have an XP charge attached to that to represent the time that you spent like teaching them. But what do you guys think? Do you have any idea what would be a good way to do that?
I think that's a good way to do it, because I know, like, I mean, we don't have to follow things exactly, but I know, like, they gain the starting disciplines. A ghoul that gets embraced as a player character gains the starting disciplines of whatever clan they become on top of what they already had as a ghoul. So I think like just switching them to an ally kind of takes them away from the direct retainer thing. But if you still want to maintain like a retainer, you spend the XP or anything to have them be buffer.
Yes, because you could still buff them up as an ally. Should there be a cost for embracing, like a 3 XP conversion cost?
Do I get to buff my retainer's stats?
It's weird. It's weird because
like Clara has basically a courtier dice pool from the retainer's block, not necessarily like Dominic is a retainer that has a stat sheet yet, because Clara has like a very tiny dice pool compared to like Dominic.
She would become a full-fledged character. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But she would no longer be under your control. So I guess, you know what? I'm going to say no XP cost for that, because they're no longer under your control. Even an ally can betray you. So basically, you're taking
converting a retainer into
an ally.
Oh, I see what you're asking. But as for embracing people in general, if XP is just a balancing mechanic, like if you think of experience as just a balancing mechanic, from that mechanical standpoint, it makes sense that you have to expend experience to sire kindred. But and I guess if that's not there, then you could be like, well, I have my army of child there
but they don't like you, right?
But then they wouldn't like you. Yeah. I don't know. I'm on the fence about that.
I'm on the fence about it too. For now, let's assume that it's going to be a straight, just direct conversion, Robin, if you're going to embrace somebody.
Okay.
And then we'll see how it goes, and just reserve 3 XP just in case.
Okay.
Basically, that's it. All right. So who wants to go first?
I mean, I'm fine to go first if we want
All right,
to circle the circle.
Let's circle the circle. All right, Robin. So how many charts are you going to do?
How many charts?
Yeah. So basically, how many backgrounds are you trying to increase? So it's 6 XP for 3, 3 XP for 2, or 0 XP for just 1. Just 1.
I'll do 3 XP for 2.
Okay. All right. So, with that in mind, which background are you trying to increase? So there's allies, contacts, herd, resources, status, retainer, influence, mentor, or generation. Although generation, I think, is probably off limits for you.
Yeah, yeah. So
Roll a
you can
D10.
you can increase like backgrounds that you don't have but are on
Yes.
this chart.
Absolutely.
Okay.
'Cause
Okay,
if you go into
sorry, can you explain the difference between her influence and status?
Sure.
between
Status
the
is
two?
inside of Vampire Society.
And influence is just
Influence is
outside of-
influence in the area.
In some sphere, usually,
In some
but
sphere, yeah.
Yeah.
So influence might be you can influence people in the church. Maybe people like
Yeah.
you. Maybe you can
Mm,
pull
mhm.
favors. But status
Okay.
is your position in the church.
in the church.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, status. I would like to
Except more vampire,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
still.
I would
I would like to
mostly-
go
Same.
status.
Okay.
for
All right.
Tereza.
So, are you spending any XP to raise your chance of succeeding?
Yes, so it's a 1-for-1 for a max of 3.
That's correct.
Okay, I will spend 2 XP to raise that up. So I'll do a total of 5 so far.
Okay.
Because we have to declare that before we roll, yeah?
You have to declare before you roll.
Okay. All right, come on, Tereza, gain some status. You have none, apparently.
You have no status?
You should have at least one. I think we all got one.
Oh, maybe I put it on a different thing on my character. Is it on the next sheet? Is it on the next sheet? Maybe I deleted it? Huh.
Oh,
I don't
because
have it
we
on
were
my character
princes.
sheet.
Yeah, because we literally got positions. So
Oh.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
Hmm.
I paid for my one with background things. I don't know if we were officially given actual dots.
oh, that's
of
true. We
status.
might not have.
Because
Been. I might be
rolled
confusing it with my other.
resources. I
yeah.
think I rolled resources for
Yep.
that.
Oh, you can also
print.
raise domain as well. But
Yeah. I have domain. I think I
You're
raised
right.
my domain last time.
You raised
I also did. I also did status on my last one, so obviously I rolled for it. So yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I don't think
You
I
we weren't
raised-
given
status.
it.
you raised domain and resources.
Yeah.
Rainald raised his status through deals with the Tremere. So, what are we doing?
Oh,
I
really?
said status. I would like to raise status.
Okay.
'Cause I have none. I'd like to gain some status.
All right. Get statused.
Because, okay, dice. Okay. And +2 to this roll. Oh, damn. I rolled a 7, so then that's 9.
Gain 1 point of status.
Hell yeah.
So here are some options for ways that you could do it. You're the only Cainite who can deal with a local problem, such as the Zamisi, Malkavians, Unseelie, etc. Careful politicking. You achieve a great task to improve your renown. You become a shadowy power broker behind a mortal throne. You assassinate a ruler and take his place, probably not. And you support a prince who is ready to move on and leave everything to his favorite ally, or in this case,
I
do you
have
think?
an idea. Can I pitch?
yeah, of course.
I would like Tereza to have spent some time with the Duchess. Would she have gained
Okay.
status through that?
Sure.
Cool.
The Duchess of Flesh is an original character, so yeah, totally. There's no mechanics
Nice.
for how
Cool.
she can grow. So yeah, there we go.
Cool.
And what was
Sweet.
the second chart you would like to raise?
So okay, let me just write down. So it's just status up 1.
Just up 1.
Cool. And then can I roll for mentor?
Sure. To
For her.
raise Vikos up?
I don't actually have him as a mentor. I don't have mentor as
Oh,
a
really?
a
Oh, at
background.
all? Sure.
Nope.
All right. Give it to me.
Because I think she's going for the more of the Duchess. spending that time.
Are you oh god, this is one of the charts I made. Quick question, are you raising this are you spending any points to buff this?
Yeah. I'm gonna spend 1 XP, so that's 6 out of.
Sounds good.
We have a total of
Well,
19, you said?
19 extra XP, yeah, on top of whatever you had on your sheet.
Okay. Actually, I'll raise it. I'll spend 2 to raise it too, so 8.
All
Because
right.
these are my 2 rolls. Oh goodness gracious. Okay. I rolled a 4.
Okay, so a 4 on my chart is no change unless you take a devil's bargain.
I'll take a devil's bargain.
Do it.
And this is for what background?
Mentor.
Ooh.
Mentor. Okay, so +1 mentor, and a you are going to have a 1-point blood bond, which. Oh, actually, no, you're gonna have a 2-point blood bond.
There we
Do you
go.
accept that?
Yeah.
Okay, who is your mentor?
I would like it to be the Duchess of Flesh.
Okay,
Tereza fangirls over her.
perfect. All right, you have a 2-point blood bond to her. She got her hooks in you.
Yeah, she does.
All right, so those are yours. Who's going next? We gonna go in a circle, or does someone else just want to jump in? Chris, do you
Circle
know which
easier
one?
because we're going reverse next time.
Fair. All right,
Yeah.
Chris.
Okay. So we only get 1 roll for free.
There's
You only one roll
2
for-
different periods. The first
Oh, I
one we
see, I
get
see.
1 roll for free. The second time we get 1 roll for free.
Got it.
Yeah.
For free. 15 points, or is it more than that? Use it or lose it.
It's 15 points, use or
I'm-
lose.
I'm gonna go for status, and I will just 1 status, and so the 15 points we can spend on other things outside of this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just has to be spent by the end of this.
Perfect. I'll go for status and
Okay.
roll with +3
Okay. Are you only doing
For
the
3
one
XP.
background?
for this period. Yeah.
Okay. Makes life easier.
Rainald kind of went a little bit nuts last time and has learned his lesson about focusing his efforts.
All right. Roll me a d10.
That'll be a 9 on the die, so that'll be
Okay.
a 12 for status.
All right. +1 status. How did you do it?
I know we talked about stuff with the Tremere earlier. I want to try and I want to try and befriend them as a clan and kind of act like a neutral party between them and the Semitsi.
Okay. Befriending the Tremere and politicking. That's almost a devil's bargain, but done. That makes sense.
I just want both of their friendships. Keep the Tremere out from the Tehuta Pass, defender of the realm, and also maintain a positive relationship with them.
Nice. That works for me. Hold on just 1 sec. My computer is chugging all of a sudden. I'm just going to close a bunch of stuff I don't need. That's so weird. Why is my computer... Is it just Photoshop eating everything? I'll just close Photoshop.
So long, Photoshop.
Yeah, I've got 92% CPU use right now. What the fuck?
Damn.
Why is Photoshop 33 gigabytes of memory or something like that?
That's a lot of
Because of its
memory.
AI.
Oh my god, I don't even use the... Oh god, you're right. Microsoft
Yeah.
Edge.
You have to close the... Yeah. It's Edge, I tell you. Every time. Even when it's not open.
Curse you, Edge.
Fucking edgelords, man.
I just did a computer update. and it didn't even ask me to use Edge as my default browser. It just did.
Woof. All right, hold on. Let me
Furious.
close.
See, I hit the thing that said keep my original settings, and it didn't do that.
I love that. Yeah, your stream's laggy too.
Didn't even give me the option.
All right, there we go. Okay, so that... Oh, everybody's running way smoother now. Okay, cool. Perfect.
Also, it wouldn't be the backgrounds, the moving backgrounds is also not chugging your computer, is it?
No, that's just a looping
Okay.
video.
Ah, okay.
They're like a megabyte a piece. Like they're super...
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. I was just wondering. I'm like...
No, it's okay. They are baby though, so it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Rainald, you've got a point of status. That means that Bastien, what are we doing? Is it time to embrace Lena? Or is she going to remain a revenant or a guild?
Maybe I was going to ask. I was going to ask her if. So it's hard to do in an in-between, like a downtime session, but I was going to ask her if she wanted to. And if we want to like take a break from the being a ghoul so she can age, because depending on how old the ghoul is, they start to rapidly age. In some cases they just immediately die, but I don't think she's that old yet.
Nope, she's just under that.
So she could, not be 14 for forever, or 15 or whatever, or younger, or whatever the fuck she is.
I think she's about like 15 years old, like physically.
That's what I kind of thought. Yeah,
like 15, 16, something like that. So for the next like 400 years, she's fine in terms of age. Like that's for the next like 400 years. That's like prime of femininity, right?
Yeah, right. I spaced out. I was like, "What? It is?"
No, like,
and I was
it's creepy.
Yeah.
It's creepy today, but like back then, not nearly as creepy.
Yeah, she's not even betrothed, and she's already 15.
She's
so
practically an old maid.
Practically an old maid. Hang it up. It's game over at 15.
It's dust down there. Like you. Poof.
Yeah, you're done. Yeah.
It's like the flower that blooms for a single day. Like.
So yeah, that's an awkward thing to. Dang, I should have probably asked that. And if she did, to not be condemned to be salubri, but go to Adrajai.
Yeah.
Because I have 2 dots in mentor, and be like, maybe she shouldn't be hunted on sight.
I mean, it's up
in
to
your
you.
head. What would you? Yeah, I guess it's my retainer.
It's your character, right? Like I'm down with anything you want. Adrajai would do that for you. But that's interesting. I expected you to embrace your salubri, but embracing her Malkavian is very interesting. And I think with Adrajai, that would mean she's a higher generation or a lower generation than you.
Low, yeah, because he wasn't.
He's not actually your sire, and he's a very low generation. So I think she'd be like 7th generation.
She'd be lower than me. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just double check those numbers, but like that'd be interesting. Well, I mean, what do you want? I mean, you could still keep her, and she could like, go and, check your voicemails during the day, and like do like trips to the store and stuff.
Yeah, I never. Really
or she could also be a creature of the night.
Adrajai, I think, is 8th, according to this
Is it?
wiki.
Oh, thank you for checking. Okay, so
okay,
not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad.
Do you want to think about it for 50 years?
I'm gonna think about that for 50 years, assuming she won't crumble into dust if she does want to age.
You're not going to age her 50 years, so
No,
at least I hope not. She's not like a fine wine. She's a rotting corpse.
Oh, she just ages 10 times as fast.
Yeah, so you just let her age like like a month. Oh, check the chat, by the way. So what are you going to raise?
Okay, good to know. So before that, while I'm thinking about it, a hot vampire minute is 50 years.
Yeah,
So-
hot vampire minute. Red hot vampire minute.
Of course, I will turn you into a vampire.
Thank you,
You just
sire.
have to wait. I just finished What We Do in the Shadows.
Not
I
you,
love
Lena.
it. Not you, Lena.
Not you,
Guillermo.
Lena. Let me look at the. Sorry, everybody, I'm slowing us down here. That was
That's fine.
out of left curve, and I was like, oh shit.
I think that's an interesting twist.
Yeah.
What the twist?
Where did the rolls go? Oh, there we go. Money, status, influence.
The size
Domain
of your
is kind of like literally your ownership, your hunting grounds, and
Mhm.
who's permitted in them, right?
Yep. Then there's herd, and then there's influence, mentor, resources, retainer, status, and other, which
What's
Yeah.
other?
I don't know, man. Don't make me do this.
Okay.
It'd be like alternate identity or any of the bullshit backgrounds that nobody ever
like
uses.
a merity background thing, right?
Right?
Let's
or like
do. Is there like cult, or would that be herd? Like people that are like, oh, he
Heard.
can heal us.
yeah, that's herd. That would be like,
That-
like, come on, man, I'll suck your dick if you well, you can suck my blood. How's that?
Minus the blood.
Yuna
Okay.
has heard of people that she was healing. At least that was her herd in the beginning.
Right. Let's do. I'm gonna go resources. I want to see if I can get more money than Tereza.
All right, let's do it. How much are you investing in this? How much?
Fight.
What are you-
Fight.
What resources are you at there, Cal?
He's got all of his
3.
spoils from the Crusades.
Yeah.
3? Oh, okay. I have 4. So yeah, you could.
You could.
And I had to choose how many I'm doing at the beginning.
How many
right?
tables are you doing? Yeah.
So let's
so
do
it's-
2 tables,
All right, that'll cost you 3 XP.
and that's 3.
So you're doing resources and
And I'm gonna put 2 XP into this.
okay.
So that's a total of 5.
What's your other table that you're gonna do?
And the other table will be
Herd? You said you wanted more herd?
herd.
Sounds good. All right, let's roll for resources real quick. Roll me a D10 and add 2.
7.
Is that a total of 7 or is that a total of 9?
Oh, sorry, 9 with the 2.
Plus 2 resources. You are now the richest vampire in Vamptown.
Resources 5, baby.
So-
next 50 years.
All right, so rationales: investing in Transylvanian mining, developing a career in blackmail, earning the tribute of Bulgarians, Byzantines, Hungarians, Transylvanians, efficient farming techniques. You support an artisan who's renowned for his brilliance, or you're siphoning money from a covenant or monastery.
See,
These
now
are-
I like the artisan thing, but let's be real. We're probably siphoning money through Rainald's monastery.
You could also do mercenary raids, allow you to steal the wealth of your enemies. A peaceful century allows farmers a chance to produce more. The discovery of a vein of precious metals elevates your fortune, or a mortal ruler learns of your power and pays you handsomely to spare him. You have a vampiric protection racket.
I like the last one. It'd be a shame if something happened to this hamlet you got going here.
Vampire protection racket. There is a chance that you can totally, that kid that you have to go see at the end of last chapter, you can totally
Mhm.
murder and eat him if you want. That could have given you a fortune as well, where they're like, you killed this crazy man. Have some money, crazy man. we're just trading basically ex-boyfriends at this point.
I would never eat them.
Well, all right.
Just
So
suck them dry.
All right. just suck them dry. All right, give me the herd. Give me the herd roll.
All right, herd. I'm also spending 2 to bump up by 2. I don't
All
trust
right,
my
you're
own
so you're
rolls.
down a total of 7 this round. Let's go.
3. I spent 3 to choose 2 actions.
Yep.
I bumped the first by 2.
Yep. So that's 5.
And
And then
then
you're spending 2
bumping
more.
this up. Yeah.
Total of 7.
I rolled a 10.
Gain 2 points of herd.
But what if it's 12? Because of that plus 2.
Gain 2.5 points of herd.
Yes, rounded down.
Rounded
down.
Yeah.
Round down, yeah, obviously. So some examples of this. You're well acquainted with dispossessed or downtrodden people, lepers, madman, Romani, or beggars. You are popular among people threatened by bigotry, such as Jews and Moors. You are intimately acquainted with a merchant quarter. You silently feed on the same family of serfs and peasants for one generation to the next. You are able to pass unseen among the nobility, giving you access to rarefied blood.
Ooh.
Tending to the sick or insane, curing diseases. What do you want to do?
Curing diseases, but I also like that first one because I like to think that maybe the domain is it's welcome of Malkavians and the outcasts and
Outcasts. All right. Well, you raised 2. That makes sense. All right. There you go. Good rolls for you. And let's go to Alëna.
Excellent. So I haven't actually spent any XP this entire act. So I'm about to I'm rich in XP, not resources.
I love the idea.
That
It's just that somebody make this meme where it's just Alëna saying, how did you get so big? Every time I ghoul a hog, I do 1 push-up.
Yes. So, I'm not going super crazy, but I am going to roll for status, domain, and allies if I can. This
Yep, absolutely.
This 50. And just explain to me how the allies one works, because I have a particular ally in mind.
Okay, so allies in here is so what they kind of do is on a 6 to 9 you gain an ally, on a 10 you gain 2 allies, and then there are things like a Bruja agitator takes up your cause. You're caught in the midst of a Zamisi feudal struggle. You help a Tremere in a remote chantry game. So basically, they're rounding up big. So an ally is literally like you have a friend that is worth a kindred, at least. Or the Cainite.
Okay. I want the old woman in Tereza's
oh, damn it. I approved a mage for you by accident. Damn it. All right, fine.
I mean, I got to roll first, but
roll.
I am spending 2 XP to bump status up, and then 2 XP to bump allies up because I want that mage.
It's really funny because
Nice.
you said you wanted that mage, and immediately we just got raided by the Cat's Meow show, and they're doing a Tremere raid. So,
No, the Tremere! No, we're sorry.
No.
we're not sorry.
I got a since I bumped up status, 9 for status.
Okay, 9 for status. That means gain a point of status.
Cool.
What are you at now?
2.
Okay, what helped you gain your status? Did you do a great task? Did you
My status is all based on fear.
Oh, okay.
I have just become more terrifying.
Fear and bacon.
There are now stories of the wild witch woman who lives with a bunch of hogs in the woods.
Fair. By the way,
like that's both Cainite and mortal society. That's fear.
God. Okay. All right. So you make the bacon, and you make the fear. All right. Let's do domain.
Let's do allies.
Oh, let's do allies. Yeah. All right. Here we go. How much are you spending on this one?
I'm spending 2 more on this one. So I'm up to 7 now. Spent. That is an 8 on the die.
Oh, that's an ally. +1 ally. So you have.
I have
now
that
it's been 100.
mage.
It's been 100 years. Damn it. I guess technically that means that she probably extended her life to make her still relevant.
Or it's her granddaughter.
Yeah.
Which is it, Jen? You tell me.
Yeah, one of them. Because like the idea is that Alëna returns and lets the woman know that she handled the problem of Tereza's grandson. And by
Whoa.
handled it meant just told Tereza.
Her.
Yeah.
See, I know that NPC, but Bastien don't.
So it was probably her in the beginning, but then maybe just the allyship is kind of like her family. So she like.
I like that. It's her family line.
But here's the thing. Or would you rather it be her? Because we're still in the era where it's really easy to still, well, I guess not super easy, or else the Tremere wouldn't be around. But like using hearth wisdom to create like longevity potions is still something you can do.
True.
It's just Jody Blake.
Oh no.
Oh wow.
Terrifying. And I mean, we didn't really say necessarily she was a mage. She either had hedge magic or was a Verbana or something like that, right?
Okay,
like,
so you'd rather have her family?
I mean, I'm fine with having her. I don't know what you had in mind for her, because she obviously is not necessarily going to be alive as long as I am.
I think it's like fun visiting like that. Like there's always one in her like lineage that's like that interacts with Alëna, even if it's like 50 years. Like maybe it's like somebody else.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I'm fine with that.
Cool. That works for me.
Okay, that sounds great. So then
that's just my feel on it.
Yeah.
And then it's shocking whenever you're like, oh, how come you're younger than last time? And they're like, that was, oh, you're the, oh, no, that was my grandma. And you're like,
I've been told about you. Yeah.
Perfect.
The years
cool. And
fly.
now domain.
Domain.
That one, I didn't spend any XP to boost, and I only got a 5. So.
Okay, so on a 5, we're using the same as... so 5 is no change. Unless you wish to take a devil's bargain.
No, thank you. Not for domain.
Okay. All right.
Expand your domain, but the hogs go feral.
Oh no, 20 to 50 feral hogs. Alëna has unleashed them upon the world.
She's the one that starts that fable.
Oh yeah.
Guess what? Jen, it's your turn again. Because we're moving around.
I'm rolling domain again.
Okay, just domain?
No, I need to write down what XP I'm spending, because I didn't write down whether I was going to boost domain until I found out what I rolled for the previous domain. So I am boosting domain this time. I also want to do herd. And then I wanted to ask you about influence and how we're going to run that technically, because in the books it just kind of goes influence in mortal society, and then it talks about politics a lot of the time, and she's not going into politics, but like LARP rules go into a sphere of influence that, you know.
So here's the deal about like spheres of influence in LARP. They work for LARPs, they don't work for tabletops. And honestly, we have just seen proven that if you have high financial influence, you can control everything else. We're literally seeing that right now in our world. So I'm fine with you having just an influence and having like a special focus for it, but it does apply elsewhere. Okay. Like it just means that you've got your easy road and then you've got your marginally less easy roads. I don't even call them hard roads, because it, like, honestly, if you have tons of money and power, look at the Medici, right? Now they just control the church through money.
Unless it's financial, I disagree with you. That's the thing. So I'm just not going to do influence for her. Okay. That's fine. I will do the others, because the kind of the way I was thinking of her influence was more in the like herbal medicine sphere, and that just wouldn't really apply elsewhere.
Yeah, no, I guess it wouldn't.
So, and Alëna's not the type to really get into other types of influence, so it's like,
That's fair.
She shows up in a suit, Law and Order theme playing in the background. You have to release my...
Right. Okay,
I would
domain.
Watch that show.
I would.
Ooh, I rolled an 8 on domain this time, so that's a 10.
Okay, so 10 means that's +2 domain.
Yay, I net positive. Net positive domain.
Okay, so net positive domain. So a domain of 2 is pretty
No,
sizable.
it's a domain of, hold on,
Oh, is
because
it?
this is adding. It's a domain of 3.
Ooh. So how big is that in V20? Ugh. All right, so pulling out the thick-ass book, let's take a look at what that means. So you've gone from nothing to having something. Congrats.
No, I've gone from 1 to having some.
Oh, sorry. You went from having a little to having a decent amount.
Yeah.
And now I just have to find the damn chart. So
Actually, I think. Oh no, I had domain from the beginning. That's right.
So a city
also just moved my
neighborhood.
domain.
So you have an entire city neighborhood under your control, or a
Yay.
location or area that offers for concealment and controlled access. So that's pretty good.
Cool. I might have to figure out what that actually means for Alëna, but
Oh, I guess you could also raise fame if anybody wanted to.
I thought about that too, but
Fame and alternate
no.
identity are the other ones that you could do, but we hate them, so don't.
I mean, I have a point of fame. It's just in the very small village that I was a witch woman for.
No, you still have that fame. It's just based on fear. You're basically Batman.
Yeah.
Batman.
Well, I mean, I do still have that fame. It's just, yeah, it's not a lot. It's like some people recognize me.
And then they run.
And then they run, yeah.
I don't know, nice and easy. Okay, and Herd was your next one, right?
It was, but I was trying to look something up and I forget
because you are still because your status went up, so that means you are still the prince of whatchamacallit. Which is
I'm technically she's renamed herself. She did it last time though. She doesn't call herself a prince. She calls herself a scourge.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
Scourge of Sigishawara. Shawara, I think is it.
It's hard to say with bangs in.
It is. It's a sh sound, which is rough.
That's right. So the Scourge. Oh, Schasberg. Yeah.
Sigishawara.
Oh, that's right.
The Romanian.
Yeah. Yeah, because you did the research for that.
I wrote it down specifically, and I wrote it down in IPA because she refuses it to call it whatever the weird other name people gave it is.
Perfect.
Very specific. Anyways, I forgot what I was trying to look up, so it doesn't matter anymore, I guess.
All right.
That's fine. Herd. Hold on. Go back to my notes. Too many tabs.
Mm-hmm.
Herd. Right. I'm not boosting Herd. I just spent to be able to roll it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That's a 7 on the die.
Oh, okay. That's actually pretty good. So 7 on Herd means you gain a point of Herd.
Yay.
So now, do you have any ideas how your herd might have grown? Is it simply just like, is it animals or people?
It's, I think it started as kind of both, and I think it's moved more towards people. But it's like, while there's stories of her being terrifying, and she can be incredibly terrifying, she's still like, when not traveling with this group, I couldn't think of what to call you guys, but this group, this coterie of sorts, when she's not like traveling with them and doing stuff, she does like set up as basically the witch woman until like she doesn't call herself that. She's the local herbalist, so that the Christians don't come get her, kind of thing.
So she's the local herbalist in my area.
Is it a cult, basically?
Basically, yeah.
Okay, I'll just put cult for my notes.
Yeah, I mean, I had Herd 3 before, so this is Herd 4.
Holy crap. So Herd 4 is like, you could take a devil's bargain and make it Herd 5.
No, thank you.
Okay. All right. So, and that's it for you?
That is it for me.
Okay, back to Bastien. Bastien, you've had
Oh,
50.
actually, sorry.
Mm.
Quick question. We are gonna also do, besides like the backgrounds, we're gonna do like other things that we do during this time period, right?
Yeah, anything that you want to
Yeah.
get up to and any XP you want to spend. So we'll talk about that.
Cool.
This is just the maturation charts. All right,
No,
Bastien.
I was just double checking.
No, totally. All right, Bastien, what are we doing?
All right, let's do 3
Oh
this
no,
time. So that means that's
that's 6 XP.
6 spent. 6.
So you are still the Prince of Belgrade, formerly Ulia Gionia, or wherever.
Ulia Giuliono.
Ulia Giorno.
Ulia Giorno. All right, let's look at what we got here. We got, what do I need? What do backgrounds go to? Do they go to 10?
They go to 5 or 6, depending. Well, actually, there's a note here about only raising them to 5. 5 or 10. So you can technically go above 5 if you are an elder.
Yeah. You can also pool them as well, certain ones, technically, if Kelly allows it. But usually that's character creation more than this. But still, it's a possibility.
Yeah.
We could all have domain together.
Just all of Transylvania.
Yeah. That's just it.
This is our chronicle.
Hashtag goals.
That's right.
Hashtag gaol. I mean jail.
Jail. I have influence by itself. It's because it's its own kind of, it's less specialized than in other types. Yeah. But I don't have status. But I think status kind of interferes with the harmless merit. Or would it? Because it's a merit because it's kind of how people view him.
Status would be like recognition inside of the kindred society. So you could be well known for being like a mediator or someone of value without being harmful, for example. Like think about how you perceive Paul Giamatti. Who else would I think? Timothy Chalamet. Someone called my dog the Timothy Chalamet of dogs today, and I was like, what?
Is that an insult?
I don't know. I took it on the chin and rolled with it, basically. But
okay, first one's gonna be status then.
Okay. So status.
I like the kind of mediator idea.
Sounds good.
But the Paul Giamatti, not the Timothy Champagne.
Yeah, you're not like spreading diseases around.
No. All right. And I'm not adding anything to this.
Yep, just take it on the chin.
Luck. 9 flat.
Okay, gain 1 point of status.
I was kind of hoping for 1, like I lose status and I just become a little guy.
So how would you gain this status? You're the heir to a Canaanite prince. You move to a position of power. You achieve a great task. Careful politicking. You're the only Canaanite who can deal with an issue.
With an issue.
What's the issue?
Issue is people being sick. And when you know it, I've got a particular set of skills.
How do you hide that from the Tremere?
Okay, how spread out are the Tremere?
Yes.
Oh, fuck, man. Those fuckers. How do I make status anti-Tremere?
You could become well known for your grasp of political issues. You could put a mortal thrall into a position of power. You could put a prince in torpor. You could have a 1v1 with a local bitch ass lord and knock him into torpor without killing him.
Yeah.
1v1. All right. We want to find out who this local lord is. We're going to go down to our other charts. Roll me 3d10 and tell me what the total is.
3d10? Ooh.
Let's hope you don't roll
Local
some easy.
lords in my area. So 10, 2, and 5?
All right, so 10, 2, and 5 is 17. You brought down a Nosferatu.
No! I like Nosferatu.
Well, it's either that or, I mean...
Or Tremere.
Well, you could take on a Tremere if you want, but you could take down...
All right, I knocked down a poor Nosferatu.
If you don't want it, I'll let you re-roll the 3d10 if you want.
For free?
For free, yeah, but you got to take what you get.
Okay. All right, I got a 8, 6, and 2.
8, 6, and 2. Isn't that just 16?
Yeah.
So a Malkavian.
I shot myself in the foot.
You did. Okay, so you took down a Malkavian. We will have to develop who this is.
Shit.
Malk on Malk violence over there.
Be sure to drink your milk. All right, so what I'm going to let you do is I'm going to flip through the Malkavian book real quick, or through this section. And let's say it's not going to be... They only have 3 Malkavians in this damn book.
Sure do.
And one of them's your sire. So let's say that you probably didn't do that. And the other 2 don't have any status. So give me 1 sec to look and see.
And one
Jen,
of them is the guy that warned us of the demon.
Jen, can you pull up a list of all Malkavians in Transylvania at this time? Because I'm sure that you can find it in like 30 seconds.
No, not that.
Okay. All right. That's okay. I'll do it real quick.
That's harder.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just pulling that up real quick.
And that was 1 status, right?
That was 1 status for taking down a Malkavian. It doesn't look like there's very many Malkavians in the area. So do we want to just generate a Malkavian?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, quick question. Is this Malkavian Transylvanian, Wallachian, or Turkish?
The Turkish ones are the invaders, right?
They are.
Oh, it's a Turkish Malkavian.
A Turkish Malkavian. All right. What I would like you to do is roll me 3d10.
Oh. 23.
23. Okay. So I will give you 2 options. So I will also roll 3d10 because I want to okay, so 13.
I'm the one who took down Nandor.
Nandor,
that's why he had to leave.
Orhan of the Many Faces, a person who wears a different mask each night, believing himself to be a different person depending on the mask. Or, you said 32.
23.
23. My bad.
I was going to say, but the thing that they all have in common is they hate you.
Yeah. Farouk the Clockmaker, who constructs bizarre machines that he claims will fix time itself.
Baruch the Clockmaker. Because that's...
Is that a good enough NPC, or would you rather... So, like, basically there's elders and ancient mystics, oracles and prophets, wanderers, tricksters, and cursed souls, warriors, assassins, and fanatics, witches, alchemists, and mad scientists, religious fanatics and heretics, or nobles, merchants, and diplomats.
Witches are scientists. Those are the dangerous ones.
Okay. Roll me a d10.
1.
So, Serap the Poisoned experiments with deadly concoctions on herself, convinced she can ascend through perfect poisons. Does that sound like an interesting character to have torped? Alternatively,
Yeah.
a warlord could be another one. Suleiman the Silent, Erdogan the Bloodied, Tarkhan the White
Nandor
Blade,
the Relentless.
Nandor the Relentless, Mehmet of the Hollow Eyes. Ooh, Mehmet the Hollow Eyes is dope as hell.
All right. Mehmet of the Hollowed Eyes.
I would say,
Oh, geez.
you know what?
Yeah, let's...
I'm just going to copy some things and let you pick, actually, because
I like that
think
one.
Mehmet the Hollow Eyes. Okay, I'm going to put that in my notes. It's done.
Believes he's... Yeah.
Mehmet of the Hollow Eyes. A Janissary.
There can be only one person who believes they're a weapon of fate.
You're not a weapon, though, Bastien. You're the shield. You're the last fortification.
Believes that he's a
You're under attack.
A bastion of sorts.
Okay. What is your next thing that you're increasing?
All right, so that was status. This one is... Let's do... So, allies is the number that's the ally.
So it is like
number of allies you have, or...
So in this case, a new dot of ally. How many points of allies do you have?
Right now, I have no ally.
So this would be a full-fledged ally.
Okay,
So,
and
like,
the number that
be,
goes into that is the strength of that ally?
So there's two ways to do it. One, you can do it that way, or you can have an individual ally be represented by a single dot. And then you could have one ally, two ally, three ally, four ally, or you could have like a really good ally that is
so
up to...
it is like kind of like retainer in that you can have lots of retainers and they each have their own retainer rating.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could have the just be like, I have a bunch of you could have like, you can have Fred, your sidekick, or you could have the boys.
All right, let's do allies then.
All right, let's do it. You put any money into it?
Fred. God, no.
Okay.
Okay. 2 allies. What one of you was the good die? You were.
I don't know.
8.
Let's do 8. Gain 1 ally. Now here's the question. Do you know what kind of ally you'd want, or would you like it to be random?
Random.
All right, roll me 3d10.
Oh, geez. So math is hard today. Sorry. 15.
Yeah, math's hard every day.
23 again.
23
and me.
You have made an ally of a Tremere who does not know you are a Salubri.
That's the best cover. Because then he'll be like,
Okay.
this guy's not a Salubri. I would have known.
So I'm going to give you... I'm going to give you... Oh, God. So I'm going to quickly generate some ideas. So... Oh, God. So give me... So, oh, my God. This is wild, guys. I love it. This is why I really do like random generation tables when you're able
Me
to go
too.
back and try them again and be like, that doesn't work, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to skip the...
I actually really enjoy these like intermissions because of this.
I've stolen this for my personal D10 game. Yeah. I have.
So we're going to go with higher, with higher generation. So you are higher, basically.
Yep.
So I'm just letting them... Okay, so I've got ritualists, scholars, and alchemists, warriors, enforcers, and blood magi assassins. That's a choice. And then... Still loading. Spies, tricksters, and manipulators. Or the last category will be the damned and cursed.
That's more fun. Like, I was going to go with spies, tricksters, and manipulators, but the damned and cursed, I feel that.
So here are some examples. Tell me if these reach out to you. Let's see. Someone who is running from the Tremere. someone whose mind was shattered by magic, someone who does self-mutilation to gain insight into pain, someone who, that's dumb, someone who believes that the constellations hold the secrets of the Antediluvians' return. It's kind of weak. Yeah. I'm not seeing any of those jump out at you.
The first one was?
First one was stole a ritual from the Tremere Inner Council and now lives in fear. So there's also scrolling up.
It's pretty funny.
It's all right.
It's all right.
Let's see. The Stargazer, the Vainizers. These are. The Witch Hunter Hunter.
Oh. So
Someone
he's like an
who-
anti-witcher.
He's an anti-witcher. He hunts the witchers. The Walking Curse. The Blood Pact Enforcer. The Shadow Broker. The False Prophet. The Hollow One. The Blood Mad Prophet. The Torpor Walker. The Soul Collector. The Immortal Child. You could have another kid that hangs out.
Another kid that hangs out?
Yeah, I just generated a bunch of like concepts. I'm
Right.
just reading them. The Pyramid Heretic, the Blood Mystic, the Eternal Pilgrim, the Shadow Archivist, the Laughing Heretic, the Feral Warlock, the Unbound, the Immortal Child, the Severed One, the Silent Screamer, the Soul Collector, the Living Relic, the anything jumping out of you? The Crimson Jester, nah. The Living, yeah, these are dumb. Some of these are dumb beyond the initial idea. So is
That
anything...
initial ideas. Right? Like that makes sense, right? He's on like the outskirts of whatever's going on and
so
he's looking for people.
Does anything jump out at you?
Like the anti-witcher.
You want the anti-witcher?
Yeah.
Okay. Male or female?
Which I guess is a witcher? Wait.
Is it Geralt or Ciri?
It's a witchier.
I'm
He's
rolling.
the witchest.
I'm rolling low. It's Geralt to Rivia, and high it's Ciri, and I got 6, so I guess it's Ciri.
It's Cirish. Okay.
Cirish.
So I've got Sibylla. I've got oh, you know what? I've got an entire chart of like names. Let me just pull it up. Random names. How about Eveline, Patronunda, Dorina, Flavia, Alëna.
Isn't that an ice cream place?
Flavia, maybe.
Flavia is
Juliana,
a genus of yeast or name
Narcissa.
of yeast.
Sanda, Alëna. No, not Alëna. We got too many.
We've got too
names.
many EL names.
Valentina.
There we go. Valentina.
Valentina.
That sounds like a witcher name.
Okay. Anti-witcher Tremere. All right. And your last category.
And the last category will be, okay, I got some status. I don't have any domain. Or did we automatically have one when we...
I think you got one from getting your place, but like, go ahead and roll for it.
Yeah. Domain time.
You might not have. Bob the Witcher.
6. So I spent 6. I spent 7. So I might as well use my last point to bump this up by 1.
Do it.
And I got 6 plus 1, 7.
7? All right, plus 1 domain.
All right, so 3.
Which kind of just makes sense of being the prince in a place. So, cool. All right, Sebastian, you are done. Up to Rainald.
Okay. I think I'm going to spend the rest of the 15 XP this time. Everyone's buying extra. I can't be left out of all this gambling. So I'm gonna roll 3 times.
Okay, for what
And then the first let's do allies, resources, and retainer, or no, allies, retainer, and resources. And I'm also going to give allies +2, retainer +1, and let's resources random.
Okay, let's do it. Allies, go.
Ooh, that's a 4, so 6.
Gain 1 ally. Okay.
Okay.
Roll me 3.
Can I?
You can pick, yeah, if you want to.
Can I change up some things? Because Carl currently is a level 2 retainer.
Mhm.
Could I make him a level 1 dot ally instead?
Yeah, totally.
And then, yeah, because my deal with Carl was he needs to find me a replacement, somebody he thinks is worthy, and then I would embrace him. So then let's see how worthy the retainer is.
Okay, sounds good.
If that works.
So you're going to change that to a retainer roll?
No, Carl's going to become a 1 dot ally. I'm going to, if okay with you, and then my 2 dot retainer that was Carl, I'm going to roll and see what happens. Yeah.
Okay.
And so this has +1 on the roll. That'll be 8, so 9.
9 on retainer. Additional maturation charts. There we go. 9 on retainer is technically gain 2 points of retainer.
Oh fuck.
Wow.
Can I split that?
Sure.
Like +1 and then have a second 1 dot retainer that's just the boys? Or that would be allies.
So
no,
why
do
did
it
you
+2?
Why did you have +1 to both of these? Because you raised allies by +1 by embracing Carl.
Allies was +2.
Or are you talking about? Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about.
To the roll.
You did have retainers as well. So yeah, +2 retainer. And who
Okay.
are these retainers? What are their names?
You know what? I'll just do +2.
Carl Jr.
To the Carl Jr.
Carl's Jr. Yeah.
Who is it?
There also are in the XP log. There is a list of random names right next to maturation charts.
Oh my god, that's beautiful.
Yeah, and they are designed on just for random.
When we grab a name, should we delete it from the?
Or do a strike through. That would be good. Kill Valentina.
All right. So I think what I'm gonna do is Rainald's kind of gonna go back to a little bit of banditry. He's gonna leave Carl kind of as warden of the Tahuta Pass after his embrace, and kind of let him kind of have a little bit of freedom and take care of that a little bit. And he's gonna try and get back in touch with staying away from some stuff a little bit, unless Carl needs some background. And the retainer is going to be a group of bandits that I work with, in particular preying on some of the nobility outside of the Transylvanian area.
Okay, well, let's find out how well.
And then for the last one, how successful is that for resources?
Let's find out.
That'll be a 3.
All right, a 3 on retainer is not great. So 3 on resources. Disaster, lose a point of resources.
That'll be
possible disasters.
0.
You have -1 resources?
No, I've got 0 resources now.
All right, so -1. Possible disasters: brouhaha stirring up enraged peasants, barbarian raid, merchant trade routes disrupted by war, the Turks. The Turks.
Can he do a Devil's Bardigan and keep his 1 dot of resources?
No, you know what?
If you want.
You know what? I'm gonna go to life of poverty, like, well, wandering around doing
You're more
banditry stuff. I mean,
pious.
Why
And,
did you lose it though? What caused it?
you know what? Carl needs to be paid for taking care of things, being the warden. But I like the Turks.
Damn the
That was
Turks!
good. You thought more
Turks!
money would have been coming through the church, but it's going somewhere.
Oh,
Let's go
I
somewhere
have negative
else.
influence with the church. I was thinking
Oh,
about
that's
getting
right.
rid of that, but nothing's been
All
done
right.
with that yet. So I wanted to have some consequences
Ride it out.
before I try and fix it.
Okay, so that is going to be you then. Tereza, what are we doing? I know, Robin, that you're pretty exhausted from a long day, so let's focus down and get you through this.
So I don't know if this applies to any of the roles for the backgrounds. But basically, guys, I've been looking as we've been doing the turn things. There's no mechanics for creating a revenant family.
Yep.
But I would like to create a revenant family.
Okay.
What would be that dots wise? Or does it
So
matter?
in terms of this, I would say get me your retainer up as high as you can.
Okay. Because then I also want to embrace Clara and Dominic if he wants.
Okay.
Which they are retainers currently.
Okay.
But then I would need to
So,
also roll allies to try and
you could
switch
roll-
them over.
Yeah, you'll roll allies to switch them over. You could lose them in the process. They could just die in the next 50
really?
years. Sure.
That's fair.
Why not?
So put some XP into bumping the rolls.
Yeah, do it. And then, so we've
Oh,
got
do they
you down.
not go 1 for 1?
They go for
'Cause
one for
earlier-
Yeah,
one.
I thought we were talking 1 for 1, so I don't have to roll.
Well, do you want to roll for them to potentially level up though?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because they could become more powerful.
Use one of the backgrounds as allies, but they move from, say, a retainer.
So, you know what?
3 to a-
Actually, you know what? What we're gonna say is that
I'm way
I'm
too
gonna.
tired for this.
No, that's fine. So, we're gonna transfer. We're gonna. Do you want that to not risk anything with them and just have them be embraced?
Yes.
So, then what we're going to do is we're going to have. Are you going to embrace both of them?
If Dominic wants to, yes.
Does Dominic want to?
I don't know. You've been kind of running him under the scenes a little bit with him and Clara, the trying to get pregnant thing. So you seem to have a bit more of a.
Do you want him to be embraced as a player? Or just Clara? Here's my question for you, and I know you're very tired because you've been working nonstop. Would Tereza embrace a man, even if it was her son? Would she give immortality to a man? Or is she still that broken about that?
But he's also like to talk
But
about
he
it like
looks
plainly.
he looks so much like his father.
And he's but like he's alive. They have their physical relationship. He does things for them when they're like, I almost
Yeah,
wonder if he'd want to.
Yeah, exactly. He could just be super cool, and you could roll an entertainer to see if he levels up even more.
Clara,
Sure.
I could see.
Yeah, let's do
Her-
that. Let's
Okay.
He'd
do
shine
that.
more as a vampire, but like Dominic.
And you can always change it later. So with that, so on terms of retainer there,
Yeah.
so you're going to raise retainer, or you're going to try to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything else? Influence, mentor, domain?
So yeah, I'll spend the 6 to do 3 more
Okay.
rolls. So retainer,
Okay.
resources.
Herd, status, so resources. Okay.
Yeah. And then probably status again.
All right. Let's go ahead. Are you spending any to boost the rolls, or we just raw dogging it?
Hold on, so 7 plus 6 is 13. I'll do 2, 2, 2 on each to then have the full 19 done.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Give me a D10 for retainer.
All right. That is gonna be an 11.
+2 retainer. Super ghoul? Or are you having more ghouls?
Well, so
or-
I'm trying to do the Revenant family thing.
What does that bring your total retainer score to? What was
6.
Dominic at? Okay, you have a Revenant family now.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Revenant.
We will have to design them between sessions as well as their flaws and
Mhm.
weaknesses. Or their strengths and
Yeah.
weaknesses. Okay. So that's what it's going to be. The extra points of retainer are going to go into Revenant family. We'll discuss that
Okay.
later. Roll for
Okay.
resources.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. I gotta be the rich. I gotta put her in her place. I gotta keep her humble.
Okay.
I'm gonna wear a crown next time we meet.
That is a 6 for resources.
So no change, or you could take a devil's bargain to gain another dot of resources.
No, I'll keep the no change.
Okay, and finally, status.
Mm-hmm. With another +2 on there. 5.
5
Again.
total?
Yep.
Okay, no change, or do you want to take a devil's bargain?
I'll take a devil's bargain on that one.
Okay, so in terms of a devil's bargain here, let's say you could... you owe someone something in a power struggle. You become bloodbound to someone. You have a political enemy that has arisen. You gain status, but have to loan members of your Revenant family out. You have a childer that serves in someone else's court. Much like, say, Game of Thrones fostering.
Yeah, that could work.
So Clara's no longer
Mike.
with you. Clara's in someone else's court.
Ooh.
You just embraced her, and now she's working directly under Vikos.
Yeah, probably, honestly.
Okay, Vikos has Clara.
No.
Okay, that's dark. I love it.
It is.
You broke up the family.
Listen, I
Okay.
didn't want to. I didn't want to.
All right, so going through the list as well. Did you embrace Lena, or is she just chilling? Bastien.
If Bastien wanted her to.
Oh yeah.
I've given you more than 50 years to think this out.
You've given me more than 50 years to think it out.
I have.
It's reverse day where the characters where session to session might be weeks to go through one dungeon. Now it's minutes to fly through the century. That doesn't require any rolls or anything, so maybe I can get back to you and keep everyone in suspense.
All right.
Because
Is
technically we're not rolling for anything there, right?
Probably not, no. All right, so we've done all of our rolls, we've done all of our maturation that way. What else did people want to run through real quick? So we're gonna have to build the Revenant family. Jen, you had some stuff you wanted to talk about, I think?
Yes.
What is it?
One is especially, and this might be something we have to work out later if Robin's brain's not in it, and that's cool. But I did want to bring up that Alëna did embrace someone and leave them with the Duchess of Flesh. So
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
and then now Tereza is over and hanging out with the Duchess of Flesh.
This is true.
Wait.
That is someone named Sander Prekalnins. Prekalnius.
Who did
Sandar.
this? Sandar.
Alëna did.
That's
So,
scary.
and that, so what level or what generation was he then? He's
8th because I was 7th at the time.
Perfect. Okay, so an 8th generation gangrel that now is owned by the Duchess of Flesh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily know if I need anything to do with them. I just Tereza's going to be around there, so.
And experimenting on him.
Yep.
All right.
Yay.
Anything else that you want in your little bit?
Yep. I also wanted to ask about combo disciplines and how you feel about them. I know we've talked about it a little bit, but
I feel so good about combo disciplines now because I just don't care anymore.
Cool.
Wonderful.
There's 2 I plan to buy.
So basically, combo disciplines, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I hate them, but players like them, and I have had them as a player before. So I'm a hypocrite. I think that vampiric blood should not be mutable, and it should not be able to create new things because that violates my
really
belief in
thin-blooded.
That's different. That's different. That's your humanity, right? Like that's your innate humanness and your mageness bleeding through in some ways. But this kind of violates my mage consensus. But we're not playing mage. We're playing vampire. And fuck it. If you guys want them, you can have them. You just got to pay for them. Okay?
Cool. Yep. No, totally cool. I just wanted to make sure before I spent XP, and then you said no in the middle of a game or something.
No, totally. So I would hope that nobody buy Burning Wrath, but if you really gotta, you gotta.
No. Don't even know what that is.
Unfortunately, I do.
Celerity 3, Potence 3. Spend a point of vitae or a point of blood to make all of your barehanded attacks do ag for a round.
What?
It basically emulates
Feral Claws, but you can
Feral
do
Claws,
it with JoJo
and I don't
fists.
like something that copies. I don't like a merit or a thing that copies.
It only works if you go
the...
ora.
I don't like that because it's essentially copying something that should just be unique to Gangrel, but that's...
And no, that makes sense. I fall definitely in that kind of camp, but the ones I want don't do that. They just enhance what I already have, which is fine. And then where's my last note here? I also wanted to ask about Alëna going on a path because she was already at Humanity 2 and was heading in that direction.
That
and it's been 100 years.
It's been 100
years. I'm gonna ask
about
paths and roads for this.
Absolutely. So 100 years. How much XP do you want to spend on raising your path? So Alëna, you it's 100 years. I'll let you transition to your path. So you'll start at 1, and as of that, you'll have to expend experience points.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair.
And I'm just pulling up the XP chart. So, did anybody have any other timeline stuff that they wanted to touch on?
There were a couple of things that I was thinking of too. I was thinking path of the or road of the adversary, kind of similar lines. I might look into that a little bit. The other thing was
you can choose to swap your path before next game if you
and just start at 1 and XP up.
Yep. And the XP cost for that is current rating times 2, and of course we're using current rating on the cheapo method, so it goes. So you start at 1, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to get 10.
Gotcha.
Of course, cumulative.
Yeah, and then I wanted to make up my own combo discipline.
Oh yes, you did. You did. Can you just quickly send me the 2 different versions in like an email or a text format or something like that?
Yep.
But because you had 2 different flavors of them, what were the differences really? Again, remind me.
So it was I forget where I read it, but it suggested make the players do all the work. So I suggested 2 kind of opposite ends of the thing. One is cheaper to buy XP wise, but requires constant blood expenditure, but could potentially be stronger in the long run. The other one is passive. Oh yeah.
No, let's make it passive.
Okay, so that one was just I think it was 21 that I suggested for it.
No, that's too expensive. I think. Hold on.
I remember, I don't remember which book it was, but I remember reading when play as a guideline, and it was just a guideline when having players make one, considers a base out of clan discipline cost for the highest level, and that would be for that version of it. It was Potence 3 was the highest thing needed for it, so it would be 21 XP.
But that's
as
an
the
ink fan for
base.
you.
No, but you treated them as out of clan when making a combo discipline.
Okay, well, don't
was the thing
forget
that I
though
read.
that wouldn't that be times current rating? So wouldn't it only be 14?
I think I might be getting some addition fatigue mix-up, so I'm
Yeah.
not exactly sure where I remembered reading that.
Well,
So
it
if
was
you want to make
for-
it cheaper, I'm totally good with that.
I have a
but
combo, or what were they called in By Night Studios? Ability? No, I can't remember what the other version of them called. I like that. Instead of calling them combos, it's just its own thing. Oh, it started with a V. It was like
So actually, let me just check this real quick. So
Glare
Chris,
of Lies was
yeah, that's in
14
here. Glare of
XP.
Lies is 14. So what are the total disciplines required in this?
so for the passive one, it would be Obtenebration 2, Potence 3.
Okay, yeah, that'll be 21. But yes, you can absolutely have that. And is that just going to basically function like Shroud of Night?
It's Shroud of Night, except for now it replaces all of the penalties with 2 other things with my Potence rating instead of 2. So the
dope.
suffocation, the penalties to moving around and doing things in
Okay.
there. So it's I called it Chains of Eternal Darkness, and basically it is smothering whatever is in there. And
All right, so
draining the life
aura
out of, it
of
with
the
my-
in-laws. Got you.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Perfect. Yeah, 21 XP. You got it. It's yours. Enjoy.
Sweet.
I don't think you should have to keep paying into that. And you know what? I'm going to say that we're going to start it at kind of, we're going to start it at the same basic rules as Shroud in terms of size. But we're going to keep the rule in there unless it totally breaks it, that you can double the size for every point of blood you spend or something like that. However, it's written in Shroud.
Cool.
And then
yeah,
that
it
means
was
that you could.
All it did was just increase the penalties from Shroud, just passively, and that version increased the passive penalties from Shroud based on whatever my potent stats are.
Is that what you want? You're happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Cool. Use it to kill many mortals and smother many other vampires. All right. Does anybody else have anything they want to touch base on? So we've got 90 feral hogs. We've got an Embrace Sandar. We've got Zamisi work study. We have our Zamisi internship. We have taking down the Turks. We have becoming a witch woman with a bunch of mage friends. We have Super Carl. No, we have Super Dominic and Revenant family.
Yeah, you have Super Dom.
Super Dom, Power Dom. We have Lena in Limbo Lena. And so anything else?
Hmm.
And Tremere Bestie.
Mm-hmm.
Tremere.
I think
Tremere friend.
at some point, like this is probably kind of more happening on the side more, is that Tereza would like to still be kind of working towards the like learning about Alëna's magic kind of ritual, paganism more style of that. Especially after she like took the blood and like said you're unofficially
Avila,
indoctrinated. Avila, yeah. So
Yeah.
Tereza's gonna be kind of doing that on the side as well.
Nice.
Oh,
I actually also forgot that that's probably honestly where Alëna's status is. Like, yeah, it's fear and stuff, but it's also probably in the cult of Vela's, a lot of it.
Nice.
we
So
had-
Cal, what do you think of my little suggestion that I put in the chat?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, all right. That's gonna totally wreck
Can
Valentina.
anybody
when she...
really put up with Bastien enough to be that close? Well,
What if
part of
what
it
if
is
they're
a mask.
pretending?
What if they're not pretending?
What if they're not pretending?
What if they're
And they
pretending
like
to
me for
not
how
pretend,
weird-
but are pretending actually to pretend not to pretend?
Pretendception.
so that they actually do love me, but they're pretending. Yeah.
All
You
right,
guys
I
lost
like
me.
this.
I like that.
So, and with that, is it,
I was gonna answer. Yeah, you're probably gonna say, "Is there anything else in there?" The pretendception just erased it from my head.
it'll do that?
The cuneiform
Yes.
tablets
Yes.
that I swiped.
Yes.
Deciphering those and like making copies of them. Copies as in like pressing clay
Making
like into them to make a
copies.
negative. Yeah, you got it.
So I'm going to tell you point blank. Should the characters keep these ivory tablets, they may discover what will happen in times to come. See the next book.
That's so up my character's alley.
So you've got potential prophecies. So it's more prophecies.
Prophecies on prophecies on. You know what's funny? This character's too prophesied. Because he has
making prophets.
oracular ability, and that the discipline is like person to person though. That one Valerian that kind of shows him paths and people and meanings. And it's always on. That's a really good one. I should teach you guys that one.
You should just
and
teach
now I've got
everybody
the
Valor, and
tablets.
everybody has extra eyes.
Is it only extra eyes once the third dot is purchased? Yeah.
Third dot
So
for the third eye.
That's
Third
right.
dot, third eye. Yeah, I think so. It changes with each edition. It used to be second dot for the eye, but I don't know. With that, I think that we are good for people leveling up. Just a quick reminder: is anybody spending a ton of XP on disciplines or anything like that I should know about?
Combo disciplines,
will.
yes. I probably not actual disciplines. I'm just calculating the rest of it, but I'm probably spending the rest in non-combos.
7th generation? Who wants to get a level 6 discipline?
I can't yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
I have level 5 vicissitude.
Did you see what level 6 is?
Yes.
There's like 8 different options for things.
I know. It's great. It's great.
I'm saving up. Don't worry. I also need to boost my strength and stamina.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, I don't have enough XP for
I have 7.
For level 5 after I do the combo disciplines, but they're next on my list. So
Robin,
just figured I'd spend the rest of this.
If you are studying under the Duchess of Flesh, you could also learn some Coldonic sorcery.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
You
look
could
at
be our
that.
Sabbat priest when that becomes a thing.
Right?
Yeah.
So go take a look at that. See if there's anything you want. If you
know what
want
there
to,
is, I do. I actually I've been looking for a way to do it. I didn't want to do it through Gordrix.
Oh no, you don't have to. You could do it through her and other Zamisi contacts that you could leverage with your status, which will help you create revenants.
Yep, no, exactly. I've been wanting to do that to make it easier, but I also have it too. But I want to make my line stronger.
Stronger than yesterday. All right, folks, that is going to be it for our maturation. We are going to resume play with some flashbacks in 2 weeks, going back and forth between 1413 and 1314. Why did they do that? But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting us. And thank you for everything you do for us. And a big thank you if you support us over on Patreon, because Patreon is what keeps the lights on over here. If you want to join the likes of our wonderful patrons, please do so. You'll get advanced access to Descent into Avernus, Panic at the Citadel. You'll get early access to Christine's upcoming The Unexpected Wedding Invitation, as well as 3 new Mage Chronicles that are coming out this year, on top of other stuff that's going to be coming, because people keep convincing me that I like vampire more than I do. We'll see. I am looking at that art a lot, and I went to a wedding last week that gave me a lot of ideas for an introductory game. Weird how that works. But a big thank you to our patrons, starting with my mom and Shaika and Dave Vermillion, who are our divine producers, our demonic producer, Sorcerer Sanguine, our wizards of the Patreon, Tammy the Forever Cleric, the Ink Goblin, Karasha Urquhart, and Big Nut, our monster makers, Soul Omen and Larouk, and our High Council, Taryn, Amberthist, Raven with Baubles, Chef Aladeth, Mike Baxter, Brian Kaler, Nerdy Metal Gent, Grumpy Owl, Cody, David Prophet, and Doug. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you in 2 weeks. Be sure to tune in next week for Mage the Ascension, the Victorian Age on Wednesday for World of Darkness Wednesday. And it'll be a lot of fun. They're finally on the damn train. And with that, we'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.